Mbukela ihlelo lethu elimnandi le-Raising Babies 101 nazi ezimnandi esiniphathele zona namhlanje. Okokuqala-ke sobe sesibheka phela ukuthi ngabe kuvumelekile yini ukuthi singumndeni sithengele iy'ngane zethu amaswidi. Then we take a close look at athletic ability and at what age should children start to develop it. Uma sesekoyivala-ke laphana ngizobe senginibonisa ukuthi phela how easy peasy it is to make flu-fighting honey lemon and ginger tea. Sanibonani emakhaya ngiphinde nginamukele kwihlelo lethu elimnandi ngendlela eyisimangaliso le-Raising Babies 101 the Preschoolers Edition. Igama lami-ke uLindo mfana kaSithole mothando wangibiza phela ngodedi kaValdo. Ngiyazi ukuthi mawuniphethe mina sithi kumnandi kwa-parenting. Sesike sikhulume ngamaqiniso ukuthi sonke siyazi ukuthi phela siyazithanda izinto ezinoshukela. Siyazi uma sivula phela emakhishini uma uvula amakhabethe uvele ubone ukuthi hawu kugcwele ushukela kuphela kodwa uzobe sisiza phela ukuthi sizame ukuxazulula lolu dawu olubalulekile. Please welcome with me in studio nutritionist Chantel van der Merwe. Thank you for joining me. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. What are some of the bad things that happens when you, as a parent, you give your child a lot of sweets?
Wow. Sugar is detrimental to anybody, but especially on that little body. There's immediate things that we can see that are negative effects and even long-term effects that we don't see immediately. Some of the immediate things is a child acting out. There's sometimes children who have anxiety problems or mood swings. Those are all symptoms of excess sugar in their little bodies. And then the stuff that's a little bit more serious is, for example, children as young as the age of 2 that are being diagnosed as type 2 diabetics. So later on, they might be diagnosed with diseases like type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance. So those are all negative effects from excess sugar.
Okay. How much sugar should a child have daily?
Okay, that's a tough question. Our dietary guidelines recommends for children between the ages of 4 and 9, approximately 19 grams of sugar a day. And that's where it becomes tricky when people ask, but how much sugar is enough? Because we don't feed our children a teaspoon of sugar and say, okay, 19 grams is about 5 teaspoons, so we're not going to give them 5 teaspoons of sugar a day. The problem is that the sugar is hidden in the foods that we give them. For example, a bowl of cereal, if you're giving like Fruit Loops or something like that, an average bowl of cereal contains about 5 teaspoons of sugar per 100 grams.
Wow.
So that's already at the quota. Then you might send them to school and give them a little box of juice. A little box of juice has got 17 grams of sugar in.
No ways.
Again, 4 plus teaspoons of sugar. So you can see how it quickly adds up. So if you can, reduce the amount of processed foods because it's the processed foods that actually contain the excess sugar.
Njengomzali-ke ngayistopha kanjani-ke ingane yami ukuthi phela iyeke ukuhlezi icela amaswidi ngaso sonke isikhathi?
Modeled behavior. So if the parent is not following a healthy diet, you cannot expect your children
to follow as well.
Yeah, to follow. So they mimic us when they're small. If you're following an unhealthy diet that's made up of processed foods and takeout and things like that, that is what you're teaching your child. So first model and good behavior, and then the child will follow. If you as a family and as a mother have a focus on good nutrition, then that's what your children will learn as they grow up.
And what yummy things that we can have as parents to replace the sweets and all the sweet stuff?
So it's very difficult because children are exposed to sweets even, everywhere. From in school, they get rewarded. Even in church, they get rewarded for good behavior with sweets. Again, if you as a mom do home meals, homemade meals, and you focus on good nutrition for your children, then you have a chance to develop their palate to not look for sweets because sugar is addictive. I mean, it's very, very, everybody knows it, that sugar acts the same or it hits the same receptors in the brain as what cocaine does. So if you're giving your children sweets from a young age, they're going to want the sweets. So what I did, for example, in a world where they are exposed, even in a grocery store, the sugar, or not the sugar, the sweets in the checkout aisle, that's designed for children. It's at their level, on eye level. So what I did, for example, with my little ones, we don't eat any processed foods or anything, and they are allowed sweets, but only on the day of the week that starts with an S. So Saturdays and Sundays. So come Wednesday and they say, oh, Mommy, I want a sweetie or something. I'd ask them, what day of the week is it? And it's Wednesday. So it's not Mom that's saying, no, you're not allowed to have it. It's not the day of the week where we're having sweets. On Sunday we can.
I'm going to try that with my son. Saturdays, sweets. Sunday, sweets.
Yes.
Monday to Friday, no sweets. Thank you so much. I've learned quite a lot from this conversation. And I believe even our viewers have learned quite a lot.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chantal.
Pleasure.
Sithembe ukuthi lesenyazi kulapha emakhaya ukuthi phela kubalekile ukuthi izingane singayinikeza amaswiti ngoba phela masinika amaswiti izokwenza ukuthi imizimba wabo uma sigcina singakhuli ngalendlela esifuna ukuthi zibe zikhule ngayo. Sibonge. Many foods sold as healthy foods can actually have a lot of added sugar. Always check the labels on sports drinks, smoothies, protein and granola bars, and yogurts. Some can have as much as 4 to 5 teaspoons of added sugar per serving. Stick with milk and water as your child's main drinks. Siyazi-ke ukuthi singabazali sihlezi phela sifuna ukuthi iy'ngane zethu zithele zithola amaswidi kodwa kubalulekile phela ukuthi sizame ukuyigwema ngaso sonke isikhathi ngoba phela amaswidi akusiyona-ke into enhle. Noma sekuthiwa isemakhaya-ke semaklasini ey'koleni noma-ke emagrawundini kodwa phela kubalulekile akuvumelekile ukuthi iy'ngane zethu uma zenza kahle sizinikeze amaswidi ngoba phela akusiwona ukudla esingasho ukuthi kunomsoco. Okubalulekile-ke singabazali sizame phela ukwenza sure ukuthi iy'ngane zethu zithola umsoco. Okulandelayo yiso leso sikhathi se-decoding A to Z, and today S is for sugar diabetes. A chronic condition associated with abnormally high levels of sugar glucose in the blood. Insulin produced by the pancreas lowers blood glucose. Absence or insufficient production of insulin or an inability of the body to properly use insulin causes diabetes. After the break, we talk about how to pick up that our preschoolers has athletic abilities. Kodwa ngaphambi kokuthi sihamba sike sizwe ukuthi bathini otato.
What I like most about my birthday is that I get to spend time with my family and that I get presents. In today's Too Young for That, we talk sports. Our preschoolers too young to develop athletic abilities. Esobe sikhuluma-ke nabo phela bazama ukusisiza ukuthi sixazulule lolu daba phela kwezemidlalo. Asambi sodwa-ke sihamba ne-sports psychologist uLloyd Bemelman from the Championship Sports Psychologist Institution. Akahambi-ke yedwa nayo uhamba noThuli Ndlovu okuyena phela umama-ke wengane ufuna ukubona ingane yakhe edlala ibhola. Welcome and thank you for joining me.
Oh, thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
So nice to be here.
I'll start with you, Lloyd. What are the three different fitness personalities that you see in kids?
You see, it's quite a funny one that because it's not to say that there's three per se. I think when people go to the gym, they see the go-getters, the people with buddies, and then they see the born-again people who have just found something fantastic. So it's a bit strange. People have usually about 16 personalities, so it's a bit strange to say that there's only three.
Okay. What can preschoolers do to help develop important motor skills?
I'd say just go out there and practice. Practice absolutely everything. You see, when the body moves, the brain grooves, and you just have to go out there, experience absolutely everything. And there's no one thing that you can do to help your brain along. You just have to get the body out there experiencing everything, experiencing the smell of the grass, the smell of the feel of the soccer ball, and absolutely experiencing everything every single day.
Ngithinga nje kwesisithule. Ngiyazi ukuthi umntana wakho una 4 years. Ubone kanjani ukuthi like une gift ngokwebhola?
Okay. Wow. Tando, when he was, normally we say it's 2 years, when he was 1 year, 6 months. I couldn't believe we were watching a soccer. His deadline was to watch soccer.
Okay.
We were watching a Manchester, when we changed the channel, he cried.
Is it?
Then we ask ourselves, okay, what's going on? He cried, then we put the channel on again. Then it developed, then even if when the brother is not around, he plays soccer alone, he will take a ball and face the wall and be a goalkeeper and start kicking it. Even if he can take the ball outside and play. Then I started saying to my husband, I think Tando likes the soccer. You can see if the child likes something or not.
Yeah.
He likes the soccer.
Ikuphi okufundileke from sports nje kwezomdlalo?
A lot. So in the sports, I think there's a discipline. There's a teamwork, sharing. I think there's a lot in soccer that you can learn.
Lloyd, let me come to you. What are the differences between teaching a preschooler and an adult in terms of sports?
I would say it's quite focus-oriented. Children have to enjoy the game. It has to be very fun for them, and they have to enjoy what they're doing, and that's why it's fundamentals. You really have to emphasize that point. But with adults, the core conceptualizations are different, and they focus a lot more, and they understand and comprehend their environment. And you can often say one or two things to an adult, and they'll get it straight away. Whereas kids have to be shown things. They have to copy other people. They have to see how it's done first before they gain the trust of others and the skill before they master it themselves.
Sister, ngicela angithi uyambona udlala ibhola manje. What if masekhula esasho ukuthi no, I don't want to play soccer anymore. I want to do acting, I want to do music. Uzokwenza njani?
Okay, I guess it's what he loves when he grows up. Right now, he's having fun. He's having fun of enjoying certain sports, which is soccer. It's fine when he grows up. Makakula decides, okay, Mom, this is not working for me. It's fine. That's his future.
How important is it as a parents to always support your kids when if maybe the kids wants to play soccer or golf or any sports?
Yeah, it's very important to diversify. I think the diversification is what's important to push, whereas the support structure and the motivational talk, which is quite a no-no, you don't want to be saying, this is what you've signed up for, you're going to see it through. You just want them to have fun and make sure they're enjoying it straight away, and then support them, give them what they need, provide the opportunities where they can flourish and gain motivation.
Ngiyabonga. Thank you so much, Lloyd. Ngiyabonga futhi nawe sisithuli, and I've learned quite a lot from this conversation. Ngiyazi ukuthi nani lapha emakhaya kuningi ke enikufundile ke namhlanje ukuthi phela singabazali azame ukusupporta izingane zethu. Uma ingane kukhona into eyithandayo, uzama ukuthi uyigqugquzele. Physically active kids also are more likely to be motivated, focused, and successful in school. Preschoolers need play and exercise that helps them continue to develop important motor skills. Although some sport leagues may be open to kids as young as 4, organized team sports are not recommended until they are a little older. Ukubona ke ingane ikhula ke phambi kwamehla akho ke njengomzali kuyajabulisa phela futhi masuyibona ukuthi ayiseyashintsha futhi ngisho nendlela ebeyingakhona isasencane ayisafani uyayibona nokuthi phela seyikhulile amathambo wabo seqinile kubalekile ukuthi njengabazali sihlezi phela sibagqugquzela futhi sibasekela sokuyisoke leso sikhathi ke simnandi lapha khona ngizobe singinikeza khona umncintiswano wethu la ungazwinela khona u200 shopping voucher umbuzo ukuthi ngiwina kanjani buza mina ngitshele wena kalula nje umbuzo uthi true or false, all children have equal athletic abilities. Into ozoyenza ke wena lapho umbukeli ufaka ke impendulo yakho ku Facebook page yethu kungenzeka kube wena kozwinela lo mkomelo okulandelayo ke sikasiza impendulo zodato ukuthi bathini.
I think sports is an activity that keeps you active and that keeps you fit.
Sanibonani ngiphinde nginamkeleke futhi kwihlelo lethu elimnandi le Raising Babies 101. Sekuyisoke leso sikhathi ukuthi ngibonise phela ukuthi how easy peasy it is to make delicious flu fighting honey, lemon and ginger tea. Bhekani-ke into ebalulekile ukuthi ufuna uqala uthole ulemon yakho. Uma uqeda ukuthola ulamula wakho usike phakathi. Uma uqeda-ke utholeke phela nejinja. Ufuna ukuthi niyibone kahle, uthola ijinja. Into efuna ukuyenzeke wena ukuthi uyisike-ke noma uthanda ungathatha i-grater uyi-grate ngayo. Uma usuyi-grate-ile phela iba nje. Uma uqeda-ke lapho wenzani? Ubeka-ke phela uju lakho. Kubalulekile ukuthi lube khona uju. Ngiyathemba ukuthi lapha emakhaya nibhekile njengamanje ngoba phela hayi yabo uma uphethe le hayi ukuthi nje ukhohlela uphathwe umkhuhlane hayi qosha wonke umkhuhlane. So bese siqala-ke ngokuthatha kulamula wakho. Ulamula wakho wenzani? Uyawusqueeza ufaka phakathi-ke emanzini ashisayo. Akhohlwa phela amanzi ashisayo abalulekile. Faka emanzini ashisayo. Ngithanda kabi-ke lento engiyenzayo. Ngiyenza njalo. Umfana wami hleze ebuza uthi "Daddy indaba uhleze usifuza le tiye lakhe enelemon." Ngithi hayi mfana leli lenza ukuthi phela ngingaguli. Uma uqeda-ke lapho usowuthatha ijinja wenzani? Uyayigrate uyisike nje amaphisa-nyana nje amancanyana nje. Uma uqeda-ke sowafaka phakathi. Faka phakathi. Fake wonke phakathi. Hayi ngiyakutshela ngithi awukukhohlela ngeke uzukhohlele la. Ixosha zonke izifo phela le. Uzifo zonke. Masiqeda-ke sesenzani-ke manje uthatha uju lakho uthela phakathi. Liqonsisa amathe. Ngiyanibona lapha emakhaya ukuthi hayi niyahalela. Uma uqeda-ke uyalivala kahle uyalibuyisela. Bese wenzani-ke? Uthatha-ke phela i-teaspoon yakho ukuthi ukwazi ukugoqoza lingabe phela uluju selihleli-ke lapha phansi. Kwamele ukuthi phela ulizwe ukuthi uma sowuliphuza. Siyagoqoza. Ngiyanifundisa nginitshelile ngathi phela akekho umuntu ongakwazi ukupheka njengami. Uma uqeda-ke wenzani-ke manje? Sowuqedile-ke phela sekuyisikhathi sakho ukuthi uphuze-ke phela itiye lakho. Nakho kodwa bengikwenzile-ke ngaphambilini. Kodwa-ke senibonele nawe ukuthi kulula kanjani. It's easy peasy to make flu fighting honey, lemon and ginger tea. Awuthi ngithi kuyophuza itiye ngiyabuya.
I think the best time to stay home from school is when you're sick and during the COVID-19.
Awungabe ngikhuluma amanga-ke mangasho ukuthi phela nami ngisasemncane angikaze ngadoja isikolo. Kodwa-ke phela ezimnandi ukuthi-ke namhlanje angihambi-ke ngedwa. Ngiphethe-ke u-DJ Mphulu-ke ngoba uyena phela ojayivisa abantu futhi siyamazi ukuthi hayi when it comes to production hayi uyawushaya-ke umsebenzi. Mphulu kuhamba kanjani?
Halala.
Cela ungitshele Mphulu kwenzekalani nje empilweni yakho yini nje into ongasitshela yona?
Hey, a lot of things are happening throughout this COVID-19 as well, but hey, it was an example that taught us something else. I'm busy with the new album, just coming an EP dropping with 4 tracks, but also importantly, I'm re-releasing all the materials that we did to come digitally so people can get all the material from back in the days. Everybody that we worked for, from the top guys to the young tops, injalo nje, shayinama. Of course, that's when it gets dropped on the new EP.
Number one.
Injalo, yes.
Uyijakulisha kanjani lento ukuthi uyi-producer ngapha unomsebenzi ngapha futhi unanabantwana and uyenza kanjani ngoba ngiyazi
it's just survival, man. But indoda mele yenze what he's supposed to do, you know what I mean? You know, we love music, so it's become second nature. Parenting, it's a spiritual duty you have to do as well for the kids, to look after them, to take them to school, to look after the staff. And what can we say? Umsebenzi here that we do radio, we do TV. It's what it is, man.
Manje ngiyazi ukuthi unengcozi zamantombazane eziwu-5. And manje kulesikhathi esiso-ke manje se-gender base. Usho ukuthi uziprotecta kanjani? Imaphi amagama uhlezi uwakhuthaza?
Look, there's nothing I can do. I mean, it's beyond me as a man. It's a societal issue, but what we can do for the kids is to teach them to learn the science that makes safety. You know, you need to empower them as ladies, what makes you a good behavior, what to look out for in society, who to hang out with, who not to hang out with, the type of characters, you know what I mean? You can't just label people because they're male, then it means they're bad. But at the same time, it's deeper than that for me, in my own point of view. Yeah, well, GBV is bigger, but ladies, and as a father of the ladies, it pains my heart, you know, and also we always teach them to say to be safe, respect people, whether they're male or not male, and stay away from whatever your heart tells you. It's a serious societal problem, yebo.
Kodwa ngeke ngiyeke ukuthi uvele uhambe. Ngisafuna ukuthi ila ngithi khona qhode banikini izindala zombili. Kune game yethu ke le generation game. Futhi kulamabhokisi lawa amabili phakathi kune task. Nama ngazi ukuthi kunani phakathi. Okubalekile ngale game ukuthi ifundisa phela nalabo abancane. Baningi abazoyifunda ngalento sobe siyenza namhlanje. Sizoba ke ne 1 minute ukuthi sicomplete task yethu. Then ozoqeda kuqala ushaya nayo insimbi then kuzoba uyena kuwinile.
Yeah, no, bring it on, bring it on. I hope it's not that difficult.
Aqale sivuleke
Awusakount, asivula.
kufanele ukuthi sibahle.
Okay.
Sivule sikhiphe amabhokisi wethu siwabeka kuphi? Siwabeka ngaphansi.
Ngaphansi, I2.
Yeah, u2. Khipha konke okuphakathi. Hayi into engizokutshela yona kabazayo la ngiyabahlula ngoba ngidlali. Ngoba angidlali.
Wena udlali. Arbone he. Today you've got a challenger. Retlo for you one in today's game.
So isikhathi sokuthi sifundeke. Usebenzisa siphi ke isandla sokubhala? Usebenzisa ubhala ngaso nje.
Yeah.
Ubhala ngobani?
Ngo-right.
Ubhala ngo-right wena.
Ngo-right.
Okay.
Wena za?
Shuthi ufuna ukubhala ngo-left. If ubhala ngo-right, ufuna ukubhala ngo-left.
No.
Okay. Yila khona.
Ngibamba la.
Ngibambi. All right. Our 1 minute starts now. Isandla sinye emuva. Hayi ngiyakutshela. Hayi Mphulu. Hayi mina ngitsopha kakhulu.
Hayi zokubulala la.
Hayi ngeke uzulunge.
But wena maybe uyasibulala la. Maybe usebenzisa right.
Hayi.
Right.
Phela mina ngifundisa umfana wami uValdo. Wentwana yami ngiyona engifundisile ukuthi daddy, ufuna ukukhalarisha ngoyishaya kanje. Kanje na kanje. Hayi angazi ngibona ngathi wenza amasonda agreen angikhumbuli ngibona imoto enamasonda agreen.
Hayi ngilimele la. Angishaya Ferrari la.
Ushaya Ferrari. Kuleka.
Singiyayithola.
Hayi isikhathi siyahamba. 20 seconds. Kuleka ngitshe ngathi abantu abafika la ngiyabahlula bonke.
Maybe we check okuqala.
Angicheka. 4 3 2 1. Okay, it is fun.
Wena usebenzisa
bambane yakho imise ngaphambili. It is fun.
How be wangathi wokopisa mina.
Ubani winile?
I win.
Banginjalo bahlezi-ke bangiropha kodwa siyazi phela ukuthi kubalulekile sigabazane sifundise phela iy'ngane zethu ukhalarisha futhi ngoba manje sisahlele nje emakhaya uhlezi uyinikeza something ukuthi ibhale noba ikhalarishe noba idrawe kodwa-ke hayi ngiyabonga kakhulu igama lami-ke uLindo umfana wakasithole ngiphinde ngibonga ukuthi ivakashi zethu-ke zanamhlanje you watching Raising Babies 101 the Preschoolers Edition ngizophinde nginibone futhi ngeviki elilandelayo.